The VC's bodyguard was shot and killed after dropping off Buhlungu at his residence on Friday.
It ranks as one of our more shocking stories, a place of higher learning in the grip of deadly corruption. In January this year, Mboneli Vesele, the man tasked with guarding Fort Hare University's Vice-Chancellor, was assassinated. It followed the gunning down of the university's fleet manager, Beatrice Roots, a year earlier. Our investigation revealed damning evidence of fraud and corruption involving high-placed politicians and university staff. Vice-Chancellor Professor Sakhela Buhlungu couldn't hide his frustration.
They were in the process of laundering that registration.
Now, months later, a breakthrough. Police have arrested 5 suspects linked to the 2 murders and the attempted murders of several of the university's staff.
2 of the suspects, as it is said, they are from KwaZulu-Natal, and the rest of the 3 are from here at Eastern Cape. We arrested them over the weekend, over the long weekend.
In a sinister twist, it's alleged the mastermind of the murders is a senior university employee, Bongani Peter. Also among those arrested are the Chancellor's driver and a former member of the SRC turned service provider. The court ruled that their faces could not be identified.
I don't think we had a sense of the extent or the magnitude of the involvement by internal people.
Professor Buhlungu says he had his suspicions about Peter.
We always knew that he was up to something, but not to this extent. I should also add that Mr. Peter was also responsible for tracker, for all the vehicle trackers. So theoretically, at least, he could track my vehicle, back and forwards like that. He could track any car. Or just after Mr. Roots was killed in May last year, and we did get information that Mr. Peter had actually threatened Mr. Roots.
The university's own investigators allege Peter was attempting to defraud Fort Hare through its transport department, and Roots was getting in his way. Other arrests are likely to follow.
South Africa is going to be shocked. South Africa is going to be shocked, and there's no doubt about that one. And I've said before that some big names, you're going to see some big names here.
Despite the arrests and additional security, Professor Buhlungu remains anxious.
Take today, there's a car that's doing the round around the house. That stopped by 3 times outside my gate. Today.
With more arrests on the horizon, the University of Fort Hare story is far from over.
All major podcast platforms.